nobody talk. He don't let nobody talk.
You feel like you meet quality people in the club? Like somebody, you don't never meet nobody.
Hold on. No, it depends on what club.
Let me backtrack. Most likely, you will not meet somebody of a certain quality in the club, but you can. Because the same way that you're there.
No, you can, but it's rare.
It's rare. The same way that you're there, like I might be going up for my homegirl birthday.
Right.
The same way that I'm there and I consider myself to be a quality person, you might be out for your homeboy birthday. I think it's the people
Hold up, but do you got a significant other at home? Because that's the only reason you was talking about.
Huh?
No, I'm saying... Not even.
You said the girlfriend's birthday, right?
No,
what if you single? You can single, like like the best place to meet people. I feel like, for me, when I meet the most quality people, that believe it or not, the craziest place you meet the best people is the grocery store.
That's true.
Target,
grocery stores, Walmarts.
Y'all out handling business.
Banks. I be meeting quality motherfuckers in places like that, like
work events. Like going on a meetup things and
shit
then having like young professional meetups and shit. Like realistically, you gotta start going to stuff like that.
People in the same shit.
People on the same stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got careers and
you know what else? Low key, you will find a lot of quality women that nigga go to like one of them Sky Zones or one of them little entertainment joints, like take your kid.
But you see how all of it is like is responsibility.
Oh my god, mom.
Handling responsibility.
Yeah,
that's what you meet. That's what you meet.
That shit come with when you get older.
Yeah,
when you're younger, less responsibilities. You could be in the club, freelance, go there.
It's just the type of people, like you said, like. You in the grocery store because you getting groceries because you preparing to make a dinner or you got to stock. Like, that's the type of... You meet a bitch in the club, she probably Uber eating some shit or is doing something. She don't even know how to cook, you know what I'm saying? You meet a bitch in the grocery store. Got her own spot. This bitch in the grocery store about to go home and whip up a whole nice little situation. Like,
that's not
nobody to cook for.
Situation is... Like I said,
even if it ain't that, she probably got to be to work in the morning. She trying to prepare. She got something going on, and she in the grocery store. I feel like you gonna find You gonna find a better catch in the grocery store than you.
It's a lot of niggas that I know that don't even go to the grocery store.
Exactly, they will never know.
They will never know. They eating out. They not shopping.
7-Elevens and shit like that. They will never know. Nigga, you go to. I'm telling you, if you go to a motherfucking Harris Teeter or a Giant or Whole Foods
I'm about to start going to Whole
at
Foods.
2 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 o'clock on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, you're gonna find some quality motherfuckers in there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How can I put this? So if you're dealing with a female, right? A female you just met.
I just met her.
How would you feel about a female that will fuck you on the first night versus one that make you
wait?
Oh, we had this conversation.
Like when? We have it on here.
Nah, we
So
didn't.
how would you feel?
Girl.
Like what's the female that lets you fuck faster? Are you
her.
going to? Is you gonna look at her some type of way? It's gonna make you not want to fuck with her, or you gonna fuck with her, or do you go for the female that made you wait? Like
so that
because and I'm asking because I feel like a lot of females say when they gave it to a nigga like instantly. It's like inconsistency. They don't really be talking to him, or they fall off, and they be wondering like, well, what the fuck happened? Versus a nigga that you like made wait, like they be like showering you and like like give you what you want or bring you fucking flowers and shit, but she ain't even give them nothing. Like how y'all feel about that?
To me, to each his own with that, but to me, I feel like if I have a connection with you and we just happen to pop it off and things happen the first night, I am not about to look at you any different. To be honest, the person I was in my last relationship with, we was together for 5 years. We had sex on the first night. Mm-hmm. We went on a date, and after the date, we ended up having sex on the first night, and I was with her for 5 years. And we had a great relationship. I ain't looked down on her. I ain't think of her as no hoe, nothing like that. I just felt like it was the person as an individual. I felt like I had a connection with you, so it didn't matter if we did it the first day or if we waited 90 days. But if you would have not went with the moment, it probably the energy would have shifted. So the reason that it happened the way that it did, and we did get into a relationship and be together and really was in love with each other, it had nothing to do with us having sex the first day on that. Right. So on another note, I've also had women that I was dating and they try to make me like, nah, you gotta wait, or like, I don't do that. I need you to do, like, we're setting standards with it. And I gave up because, not because I didn't want to meet the expectations, was just because I'm not about to go through all of these things when the mood is set just to wait for check marks to be off of your list before you feel comfortable with giving me the box. Like,
yeah, Chopper episode 3, oh man.
You
tell you about that.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, I don't want you to feel like, oh, I'm gonna make you wait so you will really give me, because I'm gonna give you what I feel like the connection is worth you. You feel me? Like, if the connection is there and you're ignoring the connection because you feel like we ain't checked the mark off the box, like, I need you to take me on X amount of days, so I need you to spend this money first, so I need this before I give you this. You can keep that.
I feel like that person's also gonna come with a time limit on when you gotta marry them too. Once y'all lock in, it's like, all right, once we lock in, all right, now you got this amount of time before I get a ring,
or I'm not fucking with you. They control the narrative all the way through, and it's like, do you want to have the balls in your relationship? Do you want? Because a lot of men want a woman that's gonna be submissive. They might be with a woman that is not so much submissive, and they more so wear the pants. But I feel like that's by default because they got caught up and they couldn't really get themselves out of it, where they was able to assert themselves masculinity because of the fact that the woman controlled the narrative all the way up to the point where he put the ring on her. And now you stuck with somebody that's controlling, no, I need this first before you even think about that type shit. And a nigga really, happy wife, happy life. I heard somebody say, happy spouse, happy house. Like, you gotta make sure both parties is met. If you gonna come off bucks and let a woman control the narrative, how would you ever really run the household? I don't want a woman that's going to control the narrative. I want a woman that's going to let me control and correct me if I'm fucking up, and we can be able to re-navigate it. But at the end of the day, she's looking at me as the head of the household, as the person that's, you know what I'm saying, that runs the castle, the king of the castle. And I'm playing my role as the submissive queen. You know what I'm saying? I still have order in the house because I can influence the king to do different things. But at the end of the day, I'm trusting his judgment at the end of the day. You feel me? Like,
well,
what?
I
got a whole nother different topic.
No. It's the same, but like, what happens so what's up with the niggas? Whereas though when you did with a female, y'all fuck, like y'all could have been having the best time of y'all life before y'all fuck. Then y'all fuck, you know it was good, but then after that, they start being inconsistent.
Cause how you know it was good?
No, not even that. But how you know he was interested in taking it even further?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking. Maybe he just wanted to fuck.
When you set them standards, that's what you do though.
That's based. We should be asking y'all how y'all like. Not understand when a guy is trying to just
that's
fuck.
What it
because
when you
some
guys
guys really be like,
because if we come off straight like I'm just trying to fuck you,
that's
because you're gonna get turned away because of what
you get. It's like,
you don't want to seem like you may even be interested in them.
Oh, that's the cold.
It's on fire.
Not only y'all talking at one time, but then that shit going on.
It's not on fire.
Hey yo, I'm dead.
Hold on.
Intermission. Not all of y'all talking at the same time, but that shit. No, touching on this. One thing I have realized with dating is that most likely you can tell if a man is just trying to fuck you or if he's really interested in you. Like me personally, I'm gonna ask the question, like, look, what is, when you try to talk, if you try to talk to me and we talking within that first week, I'm asking you what's your intention, like, what are we, not necessarily like what are we doing, but like what is your intention, so that I can then make the decision in my head whether or not I really want to fuck with you or not. Like, most likely they gonna say some shit. If they not interested in you personally, they gonna say some shit like,
all right, hold on, I got a quick question. So how will we know the female's intention? Do y'all ever have an intent?
Y'all gotta have a conversation.
But like, do y'all ever have an intent? Like, if a guy come up to you, like you been eyeing, like, damn, you know what I'm saying, and then he actually come up to you, and you like, I'm gonna just give you my number, because I did think about, you know what I'm saying, fucking you. Like, that flashed in my mind, just like it flashed in the nigga mind when he come up to book you. I'm saying, but do y'all have that intent? Like, all right, I'm gonna give it to him. Like, but do y'all put a time limit on it?
No. You mean like,
or it's just how he, or it's how he coming?
He coming.
Okay.
Like, so it's safe to say, you know,
because if you on some cornball shit, you like,
the first time you meet him, you know if you gonna let a nigga fuck.
It depends. I think that women classify men the same way y'all classify us. It's a certain type of people that you meet. You might be like, oh, like I know I can't take him serious, but he
I would give it to him.
Somebody that I might be sexually attracted to, but I know that like I could never be in a relationship with him because of X. It's not gonna go no further.
Yeah. But you met people before, you be like, young, I would let him fuck like off bucks. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Do you deny it because you don't see a relationship, or do you still, or is it sometimes you might be like, I'm willing to, you know what I'm saying? I'm willing to just have this be a little thing.
Yeah,
and, you know.
It's up to, and I think that's when the conversation comes into play. So like, what are both of us looking for? If like I've had men tell me like, yeah, I'm not interested in a relationship. I just want to have fun. Cool, so that I can make my decision on if I want to fuck with you or not based on where I am.
But is it see? But then how do you determine that? Because that's where the
confusion.
Yeah, the confusion comes in. Because he may automatically be looking at you like, I'm just trying to fuck, but you may be seeing him like, damn, he.
This is what I want to know.
He giving it to me like, damn, this nigga, I'm fucking with this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
But for certain somebody, for you, right? If you seen somebody that you was sexually attracted to, and you knew the first time you seen him, like, young, I would give it to this nigga, and he felt the same way. What would be wrong if maybe it wasn't no relationship, no talk, but y'all somehow was able to cross paths,
wrong with that.
And then he expressed to you the same thing that you wouldn't say, but what you was thinking, like, yeah, man, you look good as shit right now. When I seen you, the first thing I thought was, man, I'll fuck this shit out you. And you was thinking the same thing. Would you be like, oh, nah, you got me fucked up. See, these niggas just trying to fuck.
It depends on where the
you might be with it, right?
It depends on what you looking for.
Who he is and what it is.
All that don't even matter. Why do all that matter?
Because
that's what I'm saying.
That does matter to a female. If you a bummy ass nigga and come up to a broad and say that,
but if she all
not
bucks,
even that, y'all might
all
be
bucks
in two different
you
spaces.
first,
like
and was feeling you type shit.
I mean, sorry, Goose. So
damn,
I'm sorry. I'm not used to it.
It's cool.
Like if I was like in my past, like I didn't want to be in a relationship. So if a man told me that he didn't want to be in a relationship either, but we both sexually attracted to each other, we both want to have fun. Okay, well we both had this conversation of what we looking for. That means we both on the same page. Mm-hmm. So we already know what it is if we link up. Cool, but I know for me personally right now, at this stage in life, I'm looking for a relationship. Right. So if you tell me that you're not interested in a relationship, okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and back off only, and I might be sexually attracted to you, but I'm not gonna get myself involved.
It's gonna be
it's gonna be no
time
point.
Of your life.
Yeah, I'm basically hurting my own self. And vice versa, if a man meet a female and she might just got out of a relationship. I don't want to be in another committed relationship.
Respect.
You know, it's like
you
you
could
just
change your
mind
though. I feel like you could have that convo, and then after time, that shit could change. That might how you feeling.
She basically saying that she don't even want to go through.
I won't put yourself in
that situation.
What's your sign?
Gemini.
Because once she start to catch feelings, it's
like
then it's like you looking
dumb.
Like I already told you what it was from the beginning.
I already told you from the jump.
So you can't even be mad.
You can't. Like he already told you. That's like if a nigga said get an abortion and you keep the baby, and then he not fucking there. He said he ain't want the baby.
He ain't
like for real.
Glad we got on that because
never.
we going to segue right to this parent and shit, man.
I'm fucking never.
Nah, first off, I want to know: did you grow up with both of your parents? Your mother and father like raised you? You grew up in the household with them?
I grew up with my mother. My father was there, but he was like lying and shit.
He
like,
was
in
and out.
You up. Yeah, I'm pick you up. Ain't never pick me up. He was there, but
he never was your soul.
No, it was my mother.
All right, what about you?
I grew up with both parents in the house.
Both parents.
But just because you got both parents in the house don't mean that they did for you emotionally.
Nah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, all into it. Me personally, I grew up with my mother until I was like 9, and then I moved with my father, and I was with my father from like 10 to like 17, and then from there I was out and about.
I grew up with both my parents. They still together. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the father.
They are, but it's a complicated story.
I mean, it might be complicated, but how long they been married?
It's a very complicated story.
How long they been married?
About 30 years.
30 plus years?
Not as complicated.
It's a very complicated
That's a beautiful
story.
thing, though. You
Is
got
it?
black marriage.
32 years.
30-something years. 30 plus years.
Sometimes it
and they raised you. And they raised you in
me.
the same household.
They raised
That's
me,
a beautiful
but
thing.
Is it
I don't know because it looked like a beautiful thing. I know when I was a kid, I wanted my mother and father to be together.
Well, let Maya tell her damn story because sometimes it can be beautiful.
Sometimes it is beautiful.
We're gonna transition into what it is now.
I will say I did have 2 parents in the household. My father, both of my parents were not emotionally there for me because they were dealing with their own problems. But they both did raise me. Like at the end of the day, I had 2 parents that were like looking out for my best interest. My father was still a masculine man. My protection was always his first priority. So he set a standard. He set a standard. I did like my parents ain't never let me get no designer or nothing. But when it came to my basic needs, my father always made sure that my basic needs were met, and my mother. But in terms of their relationship, I mean, like I just found out at 30 that my father had a whole side chick for 20-something years. So is it really that perfect? That's why my mother was emotionally unavailable and he was emotionally unavailable because both of them were depressed, in a relationship. And
they stayed together
solely for the child.
They stayed together for the child.
So
that's what
but as a child, I did not know that because they was able to keep it together, long enough to raise me.
And once you got older, it affected
you. But once I got older, now it's like all of the small pieces is coming out. After my father did have a stroke, and that's when all of the underlying stuff started coming.
When other people that
and
you
it was
didn't
like,
even...
oh shit! Now it makes sense.
Then you can start looking at your parents.
Then you start looking at them a little differently.
Yeah,
now my father will always be my protector.
Family, man. Everybody got a life,
but they still like. You feel like it's a man out here that's not gonna cheat.
Don't hold your family to.
I've seen it.
Is it worth ending the relationship? When it gets to that point, like, I mean, 30 plus years and you unhappy and you still got a side chick, but you staying together because it's the comfortability of it. You feel me?
I would say that it's never okay to stay together, A, because of a child, or B, because you're comfortable, because y'all don't actually like each other. So whether or not you know it, your child is going to feel that energy, and also they're going to see you arguing. Yeah. And then both of my parents was in a depression because neither one of them was living the lives that they wanted to. So it's like, but I think we think children aren't aware of that, and it's like I see that you're an alcoholic.
For the child.
I see that y'all arguing at 11. Why are y'all arguing on Christmas? Like, come on, like just put the presents under the tree. Like, my God, like it be little shit.
What you gotta say about that, Cheffa? My man,
all in all I gotta say is life too short. Everybody gonna live their own life. You gotta look at it like a story. You gonna write your own story. Everybody gonna write their own story. You appear different than somebody else in somebody else's story. You're never gonna be, you know what I'm saying, who you appear to be in somebody else's story. So you just gotta view life that way. Yeah, like, don't hold nobody personal for looking at you a certain way or doing what they do. They gonna do what they do because it's their life. Like, that's their story.
They just play a part of your life too.
Yeah, like,
I mean, I'm the oldest of 5. You the only child. You the only child. My man Cheffa, you the oldest too, right? No, you got the oldest.
I'm the middle child. Yeah. I got younger twin brothers.
So do y'all get along with all? I mean, not get along with them, but all y'all close.
Close as shit. Yeah, my whole family close.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's real good.
Also, I feel like when you got a close family. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
All right. I feel like when you got a close family, when you deal with a female or vice versa, that says a lot about the relationship.
They always get cling to the family.
I think
not even
that.
Like you could
I'm saying in my situation.
Oh, all
right.
Like,
all right, y'all don't. Yeah. She not. No, don't fuck with her no more type shit. Like,
yeah. But I think that having a close family, especially in your childhood, shapes like.
I know.
I think having a close knit family in childhood shapes like you into who you become as an adult. Like, so the fact that you have grown up with a lot of siblings and y'all love each other, y'all care for each other, it seems like it wasn't a lot of trauma. It's like, okay, so you can take that energy because you know what it's like to have good relationships with people, and then it's like you can transfer that energy over to your relationships as an adult, whether it be romantic or just even with your friends or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
but if you grew up in an environment where your family was toxic and they always going against each other, whatever the case may be, then it's like you don't realize it as a child. Yeah, but then when you grow up and you wonder why you don't trust nobody, or you know what I'm saying, like you feel like somebody always want to stab you in the back or whatever the case may be, because it's like that's the environment that you grew up in. So it's like I can't operate off of. I've always operated, not me personally, but like it's like that person probably operated off of survival instead of love.
Yeah,
so
that's what I say. Yeah, basically grew up on love.
Yeah, when you get older.
Nah, yeah, you're definitely a product of your environment. And I'm a person that put myself in other people's shoes, so I understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of an understanding type of person. I want to understand why you feel that way or where you coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? To fully understand that shit. I'm not going to judge nobody. Like,
yeah, everybody not like
I said, everybody. I look at life like everybody has their own story. Like, you writing your own shit. Who am I to come in and say, oh, no, you should do this? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Right. But nah, look, so as parents, right? How old was your parents, like? You know what I'm saying?
When my mother had me,
yeah,
she was 20.
So you was
and
raised by
my father was like 22.
Okay.
So how old are they now? How old your parents?
My mother just turned 50. My father is 51. He gonna be 52 this year.
And how old were you when you had your son?
When I had my son, I was 26.
Okay. That's a great age.
Yeah, that's a pretty good age. Right?
My, you don't have kids.
I don't
But
have
how old
kids.
are
your parents though?
My parents are older. My mother had me at 38.
Okay.
So they both,
I think that makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Huge difference.
They were what are they, 60, 68 now. It definitely made a huge difference in terms of the way I grew up. Like I definitely had parents that were I won't say controlling, because now that I look back on it, I thought it was control when I was younger, because I would want to do things and be out or whatever, and my parents would be like, nah, like, you know, we want to make sure that you know, even if I did go out, like, texting me, like, where you at, what time you coming home, whatever, it's just for my safety.
I ain't even 38 yet. I know about, because...
But...
Right, They how I am now, I would be like, well, by the time I'm 38, you catching the rat.
Man, what?
I don't need you out nowhere.
Man, what? I know too much.
Especially the world time.
Nah, because look, my parents was young too.
And that's how you feel.
My shit was like, my shit was more similar to death. My father was 19, my mother was 23. So they was kind of young type shit. You feel me?
Gas over there.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
But like her, I was 27 when I had my first child was born. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was pregnant at 26 and
I was 30.
I was 30 when I had my son.
2019.
So 27 and 30, I felt like I was mature enough where I could sacrifice what I needed to sacrifice. You feel me? Not to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like a little bit more secure for them. Yeah. And my upbringing, like I said, I didn't grow with my mother and father in the household. I grew up like with my mother, then I was with my father. When I was living with my father, I seen my mother 2-3 times a year. Sometimes once or twice. Birthday, Christmas, little shit like that.
So she always lived in another state?
I'm from here. We was here and she moved because she got married to a nigga that was from North Carolina, so she moved to North Carolina.
But I'm saying, when you seen her 2-3 times a year, was she away?
Yeah, she was living in North Carolina.
Okay.
So I would either visit her or she would visit me. And I was living with my father, so it was a little different. You feel me?
Do you feel like that affected you in any way?
Definitely.
Elaborate.
Because like, so for me, I be telling this to people all the time. My first heartbreak was my mom, so I got real tough skin when it come to everything else, because the best relationship that I first built was with my mother. I was with my mother my first 9 years of life. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, my father wasn't around. I didn't know my father like that. He was popped in and out, take you get a haircut, buy you a game, a little pair of shoes, drop him off. I ain't see him for another 3 months or so. Holidays, shit like that. I was with my mother. We was locked in. When she got married, I feel like that relationship with her marriage consumed her so much, where we became second to that, and then it ended up where a situation happened where I ended up living with my father. So I didn't have a cell phone, or it wasn't communication that it is today, like with the,
FaceTime.
Right. So I went from seeing my mother every day, all day, living with her, to not seeing her, and that was like the biggest heartbreak for me at a young age. So I was like, I ain't gonna say I was used to, like, it just gave me real tough skin. So it's like, I ain't really too fazed by no relationship or no women. Nobody can really already do you can't undo what's already happened. You feel me? Like, and I ain't holding nobody against that. Ain't like childhood traumas. Well, now you can't open up and be, because I still can communicate and be open about shit. But I can admit that, like, that's a wound that I wasn't ready for, and I got thrown into, and life happened just like that for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? With a lot of situations, I wasn't ready, but I had to take a step into things that I wasn't ready to have to take a step into just because of the circumstances of life. You feel me? So my upbringing was a little different. I can admit. And then me and my brother, it's just a whole different thing. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Pops, about to be 60 in July. Big 6-0. My mother, I think she 59.
And how old are you?
I'm 32.
All right.
Yeah, you feel me? It's 30 club.
Yeah.
You feel me? You had your kids.
I had my daughter. My daughter, and I was 30. Yeah. That's what I planned, though.
That's a good age.
I planned to have that.
Oh, that's good.
A kid by 30. Kid at 30, actually.
You wanted to be a father.
At 30.
And you know, it's crazy. I ain't planning to have my daughter at 27, but it's just a testament to the everything that I fuck with the 27 shit. What you see on my neck and shit. But nah, how you know, like now that we raising kids in a different era, you know what I'm saying, with school shootings and it's the COVID era and the whole, it's just different, you feel me? Like, as far as like phones and tablets, and my daughter need her iPad for everything. Like, she not about to be just in here. She's super bored just if she's not doing
different
something.
Times, man.
It's a whole different era.
We're in a different world, even for us.
Yeah, it is. So we learning as we go. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's without parents,
new generation that's on shit that we like. What?
Yeah, but when you look back on how you was raised, right? Like, now that you don't, like, you not with your parents. When would you like even introducing your kid to somebody, or the way that the relationship you would build with your child? I feel like as a parent, the best thing that I could do for my child that I learned from my parents, and that's not so much from what they taught me, but so much from what they showed me, is to be able to be there for them. Yeah. Period. So, and because all the time, it's a lot of children that their parents not really there for.
Yeah.
They don't
definitely gotta be in the kid's life for sure.
You feel me? Like,
both
that's
parents for real.
Reinforcements. Like, you got
every kid needs a father. Every kid needs a mother.
Cause they ain't asked for that shit. Nobody asked to be here. One thing I grew up and I thought was fucked up. I used to get penalized for having to, like, I'm providing a roof over your head, putting shoes in your feet. These is bare necessities that every child that brought into this world should have standard that shouldn't be accounted for. Like, you owe me for me providing the standard necessary things.
Some people born in the jungle. Some people born with none of that shit. As long as you getting taken care of and given that care of a father and mother, however you raise, that's what you need. Yeah. Because if you're the father by itself, the kid gonna get that straight tough love, you know what I'm saying? Or however the father was raised.
And they can still be successful. They can still be successful.
And vice versa for the mother.
And I think
you definitely could.
You gotta look at how
you gonna have more drive. You gonna wanna you become that other, you know what I'm saying? That
don't look for nobody else. But when you gotta do it, this one advice I will give to people that I'm going through. When you is by yourself with it, don't look for nobody else. Do it on your own. Yeah. You feel me? Make it work. You feel me? Be a super dad, a super mom. Don't hold the other person accountable. Or don't do things in spite of what the other person, because the relationship ain't work out with you and the person. Because a lot of situations you probably not gonna be. Statistically, a lot of people raising kids, they not with their baby father, baby mother, but that don't mean that you're not supposed to coexist with your baby mother. Be able to, you know what I'm saying?
Because the child needs both the mother and the father in order to really grow up and to be a healthy adult.
Yeah, we running out of time. We gotta motherfucking wrap it up. We want to shout out our guests. We got the
before we go, we got Miss.
What's your business? What you got going on?
You got let
before we run out of time.
Okay, so I do body sculpting, which is non-invasive, like cavitation, butt lifting. For the people that don't want to go through surgery, or it could be for people who had surgery.
And give them the fun fact that what's the equivalent to squats? What was that?
So if you get vacuum therapy, which is like lifting your butt, I basically use a machine that go on your butt, the suction in it, and it tones, enhances, and lifts your butt. could get cellulite out or whatever the case may be. It just make everything more smooth. But that one session is equivalent to 1,500 squats.
1,500.
But you do need to get at least 3 sessions in order for it to stick.
3.
Yeah.
For that plump to really
you want that
plump.
shit to really poke. If you
got
you really want
done,
that
make you look like you really was working out. Yeah.
You feel me? And even if you got the whatever, you just get your
what you got going on?
I don't really have nothing to talk about.
We living, you just living.
You said what?
Hit him with it.
Maya just
you living.
No, she just finding herself.
She just a beautiful soul. She just a beautiful soul with positive energy that we just like to have that type of energy on the show. And she brought that, you know what I'm saying? And she, you know what I'm saying, let you know her perspective. She don't got to do nothing particular. It's good to just have real energy, real good people on. So that's what we do. All in all podcast. Like I said, R&B, hip hop, jazz. You know what I'm saying? If we think on it, we speak on it. And it's so organic, just like that. You feel me?
And we out, man. Shout out to the guests, man.
Thank y'all, man.
Bye.